Because the other day you mentioned that one can practice at night, but you started talking about death and how crucial it is to contemplate on death. But nighttime is a bit of a death as well.
No.
Small death.
Death is, my friend, death is only possible if you believe in a birth. If you feel that you are living. Living is dying, which is your mind is living. Remember that. Who dies? Your mind. Who dies? Your attachment. Who dies? Your possessions, which is subject to your ego, which is subject to your mental accumulation, not you.
No.
So don't take the death as a wrong element. So night time when you're sleeping, you are not dying. You may be unaware and unconscious, but you are not dead.
Yes. I think I kind of wrong word, but it's a different completely death. It's unaware. Yeah, it's
But ignorance and unaware is also a death.
Yes, in a sense, right? So it's in a sense it is. Not really.
In your sense it might be, but I don't classify that as death.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that was my question was, maybe you can talk a little bit about this time when our consciousness is much less aware of what is going on around, and maybe how can one turn this time into...
Let me ask you, are you aware while you are not sleeping fully?
I am aware. Sometimes I'm very well aware. No. Sometimes, but not always. It's a process that I can't really control it.
First part, personal recommendation to build the awareness while you are awake. Fully.
Mm-hmm.
Fully aware while you are awake of every sensation that happens to the body. You might be aware of the thought. You might be aware of the action you are doing. Are you aware where this actually thought started, what created that thought, and what is the, similarly to the any idea, what action you are doing, what created to build? We call it bhavatit. Bhav is consciousness or awareness. You try to go into the atit, in the where actually it generates, where actually it started. So if you can go so deep into your awareness, where you know what is causing the act, what is causing that emotion, the sensation inside the body, or the thought, means you have a self-presence. Till then, you are practicing being present with the action that is happening. It's not called presence. Your self-presence, but sometimes I talk in meditations of ATMA Kriya. I say the observe being presence. I don't say the be in the present moment. Be in the present moment, you are observing the action. But being presence is also a detachment from the what is happening in the present moment. You don't need to worry about that. So cultivate a self-presence, my friend. The way you cultivate the self-presence, even when you are sleeping, even in night time when you are sleeping, you still have the self-presence. You are watching the sleep happen. Similarly, when you're dreaming, you're watching the dream happen. If you can learn to watch as the day when you are awake, so-called, you remember the word I said, so-called. Yeah.
It's okay.
If you feel that you're awake, so-called in society that I'm awake, I'm not sleeping anymore, which is 99.99999% people are sleeping. Even when they are awake, ever walking, they're sleepwalking. I call them ghosts, haunted with the idea of life. So, if you are awake but unaware, you are not awake. You are still sleeping. You're still living. If there's ignorance, lack of consciousness, awareness, you are sleeping. Despite you might be awake with your eyes, your body might be able to operate it because with fuel inside, because sunlight, but you are not awake still. So till you develop the ability to be awake while you are awake, so-called, being self-presence, watching whatever is happening, and with such alertness, when you go to sleep, the crucial time between when you lie down in the bed, just about when you fall asleep and when you're awake, the meeting point of sleep and awake is the peak time where your awareness, you can catch it. Because you are in a transition period between conscious mind to a unconscious mind. That time you can catch the mind, where you going? Please stay. Let's enjoy the sleep. So if you can develop that ability even to before you go to sleep. Similarly, when you're waking up in the morning, don't just wake up, just catch the mind as coming out. If you can go consciously into the sleep, you will wake up also consciously. Sometimes people wake up, they're dragging their feet out of the bed, even the whole body look like somebody dragging the dead body out of the bed. How could you call it that you're waking up or you're awake? Probably not. So, if you cannot go to sleep consciously, you cannot wake up consciously. You have no awareness at all.